All right, perfect. Sorry, Rachel and I, our setup is a little bit different today, so it was looking.
Make this larger if you want.
I think we're okay. All right, this on. Okay, well, thank you guys for joining us today. If you're new here, my name is Corey. I'm a physical therapist with UCSD, and today I have Rachel. She's an occupational therapist with UCSD, and we're going to help you guys exercise today. So, if you are able to and your balance is good enough and you feel like you can stand and exercise, then you can go ahead and follow me for the standing variations. If you feel like your balance is a little bit compromised or it's just a day that you would rather sit to exercise, you can follow Rachel. She'll help provide you with those modifications. We've broken it up into 5 kind of different parts today. And there is a holiday theme because, you know, we love our themes. And we are going to try to do a little bit more of a dual task. So if that's a new concept for you, that is one of the things that is recommended for people with Parkinson's to do. So trying to do a mix of maybe a motor task plus a cognitive task to kind of get you working a little bit harder with your brain and your body. So we are going to kind of suggest ways that you can add in that dual task with some of our exercises today. If you feel like that's too complicated for you or if that's difficult, you can just focus on the motor task. That's totally fine. Because we are going to be trying to recommend doing some of those dual tasks where you're going to be saying things out loud, just make sure your microphones are muted. That way not everyone can hear you while you're trying to do those naming tasks, okay? All right, so we're going to start out with just a gentle warm up. And so I want you to first kind of stand or sit tall. Excuse me. And you're really going to try to think about bringing those shoulders back, hands at your side into that neutral position. Maybe bringing your chin kind of down towards your chest, not forward, and pulling back into that neutral position, okay? And just kind of taking a second to feel what that feels like. If you have a wall nearby, you can go back and kind of line up with that wall and see if you can get as tall as you can and feel what that feels like. All right. So once we're kind of set up there, I want to take 5 nice breaths while we're standing or sitting in our good upright posture. So go ahead and take that deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And try to keep your posture nice and upright. Feel those ribs expand as you're inhaling. Couple more. All right, last one. Very good. All right. Now while we're maintaining this good upright posture, I just want you to work on your neck range of motion, okay? So we're going to work on turning our neck left and right. Just nice and gentle. Can go nice and slow. Couple more. Good. And then we'll go side to side. Good. And then we're going to go up and down. Good. And then let's do a few rolls. So you're kind of up and around. Do about 5 one way. And then we'll switch and let's go 5 the other way. All right, good. Now we're going to move into our shoulders. So let's do a few shoulder rolls. Let's do 10 going forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. And then we're going to go 10 going back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. And then let's work on just kind of rotating around, loosening up that trunk. All right, very good. And then I want to just warm up our hips and our legs. So I just want you to march in place. Bringing those arms and legs up. Okay, so hopefully we're nice and warmed up now. We're going to move into our aerobic block. So I'm going to pull up my timer to help keep us going. Here we go. Okay, so for this one, we're going to do 1 minute of each exercise. There's 5 exercises. And then we're going to take a little rest before we move on to the next one, okay? So the first block will focus on just the movement, and then the second block we'll try to add in the dual task, okay? So here we go. All right, so we're going to start, and we're just going to start with marching, but I want that big arm swing. So that opposite arm should be moving. And you can start out kind of slow. And as you feel like you've warmed up, you can try moving a little bit faster. If you have the space, you can also, actually move forward if you have some room to do so.
Halfway there.
Halfway through already. All right. We're going to rest for 15 seconds, but our next exercise, you're just going to be taking steps sideways. So again, if you have the room, you could, take a few steps sideways, or if you don't, just left and right, like a dance step. We got this one for a minute. Again, maybe start slow. As you get warmed up, we can move a little faster.
Halfway there.
Halfway through. All right, very good. The next one we're going to do is we're going to work on reaching forward and pulling back. Reaching forward, pulling back, okay? All right, here we go. Reach and pull. Almost kind of like that rowing motion.
Halfway there.
Halfway through. All right, and rest. The next one we're gonna try is we're gonna try to kind of move those feet almost like you're running. So if you need a chair, you can kind of hang on to the chair or the wall for this, or sit, or do it in standing. And you gotta go for a minute. And if you can't quite get those feet off the ground, it's okay to kind of do those pump movements too. So again, sometimes a chair or a wall can help with that too. Halfway through. All right, rest. And then the next one is a jumping jack. So you can do a full jack. If you're able, you could do a supported jack with your chair, or you could do a step jack. So lots of variations here. This is our last one for our aerobic block. And then we're gonna go through it again.
Halfway there.
Halfway through. All right, take a rest. So hopefully you are breathing a little bit harder. You can feel your heart rate's up. That's perfect. We're gonna take about a 60-second rest break. So if you need water or a sitting break or just a chance to breathe, we're gonna do that here before we repeat it, okay? Then grab a drink. Okay, so if you felt like that round was really hard and you want to just continue with that, then do that. If you felt like you could add maybe a cognitive task on top of it, I'm going to walk you through what we're going to do for that once we get started, okay? So with the marching for that first one, when we get started, let's try to count backwards from 60 by 2. All right, here we go. So 60, 58, 56, 54, 52, 50. Now you guys continue. So if at home, you can definitely do it out loud.
Halfway there.
Halfway through. All right, and if you made it down to 0, maybe let's count forward by 3. 9, 12, 15, All right, good. Take a little rest break. Now we're going to do our side steps. And while we're sidestepping, let's name things that are associated with the month of December. So I'd say Christmas trees, Santa Claus, lights, or whatever works in your December. Every time you take that step, you say something. Halfway through. All right, rest. So for our next one with our forward reach and our pull, we're going to be spelling words. So I'll give you a word. Every time you reach, you're going to be saying one of the letters, okay? So we're going to spell December. D, E, C. You keep going. Let's do reindeer. R, E. Let's do cold. Let's do cold backwards. D, L. Let's do green. Let's do green backwards. Oh, actually, we're going to run out of time. Woo. All right, take a little breather. Next, we're going to move into our running or our fast feet. And for this one, I want you to name foods that you normally eat this time of year, okay? Ham, cookies, chocolates. You keep going, try to name as many as you can. Halfway through. You haven't run out of stuff. All right, rest, catch your breath. Last one, we got our jumping jacks or our step jacks. For this one, I want you to name winter clothing. So items of winter clothing while we're stepping, right? So beanies, scarves, gloves, so on. Come up as many as you can. Now I want you to name things that are green. So pine trees, grass, so on for the last 30 seconds.
Two.
All right, take a rest break. Nice job, everyone. Hopefully you guys weren't too stumped with our categories there. All right. Next, we're gonna move into our strength portion, okay? So this set of exercises, you're gonna be working on building a snow fort. Not that that's anything we do around here, but maybe you've done it or you can picture how we would do that, right? So all of our strengthening exercises today are gonna focus on things that you would need to be able to do to build that snow fort. All right, so we're gonna start with either a sit to stand or a squat. So if you're standing, you're gonna work on a squat and we're gonna try to do 10 of them. All right, here we go. So, well, let's make it a little bit harder. Since we're building a snow fort, I want you to reach down, grab your snow block and press it in front of you, okay? Okay, so we're gonna do 10 of those. Here we go. Down, good, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, we will catch our breath a second. The next exercise we're gonna do is a push-up. So there's different variations you can do. If you're sitting, Rachel's gonna show you how to do that chair push-up, kind of pushing up from the ground. If you are able to get onto the floor and you want to do a traditional push-up, feel free to do that. We can also use our chair or the wall. If you have a wall nearby, I know I'm kind of cut out from the screen, but I'll show you from the chair. We're gonna do 10 of those. If you're doing it from the chair, pick a spot that feels challenging on your body weight, but not too far that you can't press yourself back up, okay? We're gonna do 10. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. We'll take a little rest break. Okay, the next one we're gonna do is for our legs. So I want you to work on extending out and tightening up that quad, okay? So we're gonna do 10 on one side and 10 on the other. If you're challenged with your balance, you could have your chair or that wall nearby to give you a little help with that, because we're trying to activate your standing muscles, okay? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, and really tighten that knee. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Which side's over here? Same idea, opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. Okay. Next set of exercises, I want you to go up onto your tiptoes, and then you're gonna come down and pull those toes up. So you're kind of rocking forward and back. Use the chair if you need to. Try to get to that full range of motion that you have. So you're trying to push all the way to the top. So you gotta reach the top of that snow fort, right? To put those snowballs on it. Okay, here we go. 1, pull back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, very good. And then our last one, we're going to do a shoulder press. So you're going to be pushing up over your head and kind of squeezing at the top, okay? All right, we got 10 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, great. Now we're going to start back up through the top and try to get through our strengthening one more time through, okay? So we're going to do those sit to stands with the reach down to the floor and up over or up in front of us. 10 of them. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. And next one is our push-up. Give you a second. All right, so moving into our push-up, we got 10 of them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Next is our leg kicks or knee extensions. So again, activating that quad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we'll switch sides. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. Okay, next exercise is those calf raise with that toe lift. Okay, so that kind of rocking back and forth, trying to activate your calf muscles. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right, and then the last one are those shoulder presses. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. So that completes our strengthening portion. So next we're going to move into some balance work. For the balance section, we're going to go kind of back into that interval block like we did for our aerobics. So we're going to be trying to do each of these exercises for a minute and then moving on to our next one. Same idea as before. Let's try to do a dual task. The first round will start a little bit more simple, and then the second round we'll try to go a little bit more challenging if you guys are up for it. So let me get my timer ready. Okay, so again, 1 minute each time through. For the first one, we're just going to be shifting our weight side to side. If you're able to extend out and get onto one leg, that would be even better, okay? All right, here we go. All right, so side to side with that reach. As you are reaching, let's name the months starting in December. So we'll go January, February. You guys keep going.
Halfway there.
Now let's go backwards from December, November, October, September. It should be just about there. We're almost done. Good. Take a little rest break. Next, we're going to go forward and backward. Same kind of idea. So we're going to be shifting our weight forward. So as we're reaching, I want you to do winter activities. So sledding, snowball fights, skiing. You keep going and we'll switch sides at 30 seconds. Okay, let's switch sides. And now let's do things that are cold. So ice cream, snow, ice, milkshakes. You keep going.
Three, two, one. Rest.
All right, next one, we're gonna work on trying to lift our leg and hold it for a good amount of time, whatever you can. And every time you lift your left foot, I want you to name an animal. So we would say tigers. We're gonna hold this for a few seconds, and then I want you to lift the right, and you're gonna name a color, so pink. And you can't just repeat the same things. So now left one, flamingo. Ah. And right one, blue. And switch. Animal.
Halfway there.
Good. Color. Good.
Three, two, one. Rest.
All right, take a rest break. Next, we're going to work on turns. So as you're turning around, I want you to try to turn all the way around, back around, so forth. Okay, so let's go around. And again, pick those feet up. Now we're going to go the opposite direction. Okay, so back to the right.
Halfway there.
Halfway through. You should be kind of turning around now to the left in those 4 segments. Good, and to the right. All right. Take a little rest break. Now we're going to put one foot in front of the other, and we're just going to work on punches. And this one, okay, let's name things that are red for this first round. So hearts, strawberries, cherries, apples. You continue. Okay, now we're going to switch. Do things that are white. So snow, cream cheese frosting, eggs.
3, 2.
All right, take a rest. We got a minute to rest. I'm going to tie my shoe. And then we're going to start back up at the top with our balance weight shifts. Okay, and then I'll give you your new category that we're going to think about. Okay. We got one more round of our balance and then we'll be finishing up. All right, so we're gonna go weight shifting and reaching side to side. And I want you to name cities that get snow or associated with cold. So Tahoe, Juniper, Detroit. Name cities that get snow. New York City.
Halfway there.
Halfway through. Hopefully you're still naming cold places. Antarctica.
Three, two.
All right, now we're going to move into our forward and backwards weight shifting. For the first round, you're going to name holidays associated with the month. So what I mean by that is like New Year's Day, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day. So you're trying to go in order. And if there's nothing in that month, move on.
Halfway there.
All right, we're going to switch sides. And this time I want you to name, let's see, fruits. So apples, bananas, pears.
Three, two, one. Rest.
Okay, now we're going to move into those leg lifts. When you lift your right leg, I want you to think of something that's hot. And when you lift your left leg, we're going to think of something that's cold. You're going to switch between the two. All right, so cinnamon. Good, and switch. Ice. And soup. Milkshakes. And keep coming up with something hot.
Halfway there.
And something cold. Couple more. All right. Take a little rest break, and now we're going to work on our turn. So you're going to be turning in a clockwise and a counterclockwise direction, okay?
3,
And
2, 1.
Let's name breakfast foods. So eggs, oatmeal, donuts. And then we'll go to the left. Keep up with those breakfast foods. One more round to the right with breakfast foods.
Halfway there.
Okay, now let's go to the left and we'll do foods for lunch. So sandwiches, soup, salad. Go even more specifics. Tuna fish, tuna sandwich, grilled cheese. One more time to the left.
3, 2, 1.
All right, last one. We have one foot in front of the other. We're going to work on those punches.
3, 2, 1.
All right, here we go. Let's do things you can smell. So pine tree, candles, bacon. Keep going. We're almost done.
Halfway there.
Let's switch. Now I want you to name things that you can see around you. Last 30 seconds.
Three, two, one.
All right. Okay. Hopefully you guys aren't too tired. Take a few deep breaths. And back out. Okay, I just want you to take your arms and reach back behind you and kind of open that chest up. Kind of pull away if you can. Take a second. Good, and then we can release. And I want you just to reach overhead. Come back up. Reach. And up. Couple more. Good, and then we'll do a twist. Open. Back to the center. Twist. Center. One more each way. All right, and the last little bit, take a nice deep breath in, reach up to the sky, come back down. Good. One more time, big deep breath in, reach up, and come back down. Nice job, everyone. hopefully you guys were all able to come up with some good things with your naming because I couldn't hear you. But it's nice to see you all. Happy holidays to everyone.
Bye bye. Happy holidays. Thank you.
You're welcome. We'll see you guys in the new year.